Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Karmutsumo, and I got a beautiful partner, Dechoamo, with me. Today, we are going to talk about an important topic that is cross-cultural leadership. In today's world, business operates across many countries. Leader must work with people from different cultures, each with its own value, traditional, and the ways of communicating. To understand how leadership change in different culture, we have chose two models, that is Trompenaars culture dimension and Schwartz culture value theory. These models help us see how leadership style must adapt to culture differences. Why it's important? Cross-cultural leadership is important because business are becoming more global. A leadership style that's work in one country may not work in another. For example, some countries prefer leadership who make a decision alone, while others prefer leaders to involve the whole team. Understanding this difference help the leaders communicate better, avoid misunderstanding, and build strong international teams. In this presentation, we will explore how Trompenaars and Schwartz explains culture difference in the leadership and how leader can use these ideas to success in different countries.
Let's embark on a quick, engaging journey through Trompenaars' 7 cultural dimensions and discover how they shape leadership styles across the globe. First up is Universalism versus Particularism. Universalism believes in consistent rules and standards, and the leadership style includes leaders enforcing uniform policies. Example, in the US, contracts are strictly upheld, reflecting a universalist approach. Particularism emphasizes on relationships in unique situations. Leaders adapt rules based on individual context. Example, in China, personal relationships can influence business decisions. Secondly, individualism versus communitarism. Individualism focuses on personal achievements and autonomy. Leaders encourage individual initiative. For example, in Australia, employees are often recognized for personal accomplishments. Communitarism prioritizes group goals and collective well-being. Leaders promote teamwork and consensus. Example, in Japan, group harmony and decisions are highly valued. Third one on the list is specific versus diffuse. Specific has clear separation between work and personal life. Leaders maintain formal, task-oriented relationships. Example, in Germany, professional interactions are typically formal and focused. Diffuse, there is an overlap between professional and personal spheres. Leadership style includes leaders building personal connections with team members. For instance, in Brazil, business meetings often include personal discussions to build trust. Fourth, neutral versus affective. Neutral is where emotions are controlled and not openly expressed, and leaders remain composed and detached. Example, in the UK, maintaining a stiff upper lip is common in professional settings. Affective, emotions are openly displayed and shared. Leaders express feelings openly, thereby fostering vibrant interactions. For instance, in Italy, passionate discussions are a norm in workplace. The fifth dimension is achievement versus ascription. Achievement is where status is earned through accomplishments. Leaders value performance and merit. For instance, in the US, promotions are often based on measurable success, whereas ascription is where status is attributed based on factors like age or background. And the leadership style is where leaders respect titles and hierarchical positions. Example, in Saudi Arabia, age and family background can influence leadership roles. The sixth one is sequential time versus synchronous time. Sequential time is where time is linear, tasks are handled one after another. Leaders emphasize punctuality and planning. For example, in Switzerland, schedules are strictly adhered to. Next is synchronous time. So time is flexible, there's multiple tasks and they're managed simultaneously. Leaders are adaptable in multitasking. Example, in Mexico, a flexible approach to time allows for multitasking. The last dimension is internal direction versus external direction. Internal direction believes in controlling the environment to achieve goals. So the leaders assert control and strategic planning. Example, in Israel, proactive problem solving is a common leadership trait. The next one is external direction. So there's an adaptation to external circumstances and natural forces, and leaders remain flexible, adjusting to external changes. Example, in China, leaders often align strategies with natural and societal trends. So therefore, understanding these dimensions equips leaders to navigate cultural nuances effectively, fostering harmonious and productive international collaborations.
Now let's take a look at Schwartz culture value theory, which help us understand how culture value influence leadership style. Schwartz identified three key dimensions that shape how leadership interact with their team and make decisions. These are: first, we have embeddedness versus autonomy. In embedded culture, people value traditional stability and a strong group ties. Leaders in this culture focus on maintaining social harmony and teamwork. Employees are expected to follow established rules and respect the authority. On the other hand, autonomy culture prioritizes the individual independence, creativity, and personal decision making. Leaders encourage innovation and allow employees to work independently. Example, we have Japan representing embeddedness, where the leader emphasizes group decision and loyalty. In contrast, we have USA follow autonomy, where leaders encourage employees to take initiatives and express their opinion freely. Second, we have hierarchy versus egalitarianism. In hierarchical culture, leadership follows strict chain of command. Decision came from the top, and the employee are expected to follow the instruction without questioning authorities. In contrast, egalitarian culture promotes shared value and teamwork. Employees have more freedom to express their view, and decisions are often made collaboratively. Example, we have China follows a hierarchical structure where leader is centralized and the senior leader have final say. In contrast, Sweden follow a egalitarian approach where leader consult employee and involve them in decision making. Lastly, we have mastery versus harmony. Mastery culture emphasizes competition, achievement, and control over the environment. Leaders focus on business expansion, technology progress, and financial success. In contrast, harmony culture prioritizes cooperation, sustainability, and balance with nature. Leadership in this culture promotes well-being and long-term stability instead of aggressive competitions. Example, the USA is an example of mastery where companies prioritize economic growth and business success. Meanwhile, Scandinavian countries focus on harmony, emphasizing social welfare, environmental protections, and employee well-being.
So this slide will compare the two cultural models. Understanding and effectively managing culturally diverse teams is crucial in today's globalized business environment. Models like Trompenaars' cultural dimensions and Schwartz' cultural value theory provide leaders with frameworks to navigate and harmonize cultural differences within their teams. Trompenaars' cultural dimensions. So this model outlines 7 dimensions that highlight how cultures vary in their approaches to relationships and time management. By assessing where team members fall within these dimensions, leaders can tailor their management strategies to align with cultural preferences, fostering better communication and collaboration. Schwartz cultural value theory. Schwartz identifies 10 universal values such as power, achievement, benevolence, and tradition, which are prioritized differently across cultures. So understanding these values hierarchies enables leaders to predict team members' motivation and potential conflicts, allowing for the creation of an inclusive environment that respects diverse value systems. So in essence, these cultural frameworks serve as vital tools for leaders aiming to navigate the complexities managing culturally diverse teams, fostering environments where all members can thrive.
In today's global business world, effective leadership requires culture adaptability. Schwartz culture value theory and Trompenaars culture dimension model help us understand how leadership styles change across cultures. A great example is Google, a multinational company that adjusts the leadership strategy depending on the country it operates in. In the United States, USA, Google follow autonomy and universalism, meaning leadership is decentralized, innovation-driven, and merit-based. In Japan, where embeddedness and hierarchy dominate, Google leadership approaches structure, respect seniority, and follow group decision making. Meanwhile, in Sweden, where egalitarianism and achievement are valued, Google encourages collaborative leadership and competency-based promotion. So, how can leaders develop a global mindset using this model? First, they must build culture intelligence (CQ) by understanding the impact of both Schwartz dimension, that is hierarchy versus egalitarianism, and Trompenaars dimension, that is universalism versus particularism, on the leadership. Second, leaders should remain flexible. For example, in high hierarchy culture, leaders should respect authority, while in egalitarian culture, leadership should be more inclusive. Third, embracing diversity, improve global decision making. And finally, leader must adapt communication styles. For example, high context culture like Japan prefer indirect leadership communication, while low context culture like USA value direct discussion. In conclusion, successful global leadership is about adapting strategies to fit different cultural expectations. By integrating Schwartz and Trompenaars model, leader can build more effective, inclusive, and adaptable leadership approach worldwide.
In summary, Trompenaars' 7 cultural dimensions and Schwartz cultural value theory offer essential insights for cross-cultural leadership. Trompenaars' model identifies 7 dimensions highlighting cultural differences in areas such as universalism versus particularism and individualism versus communitarianism. So these dimensions help leaders understand how cultural values influence behavior and expectations in the workplace. Schwartz theory, on the other hand, focuses on universal values like power, achievement, and benevolence, emphasizing how different cultures prioritize these values. So this understanding aids leaders in predicting team motivations and potential areas of conflict. So the importance for cross-cultural leadership. These models equip leaders with framework to navigate cultural complexities, fostering effective communication and collaboration in diverse teams. By appreciating and respecting cultural differences, leaders can create inclusive environments that enhance team performance. In essence, embracing cultural intelligence is vital for leading successfully in today's globalized world, and understanding such models could help one become an inclusive leader. So here are some inclusive leadership tips or key takeaways from this presentation. So the first one is cultural intelligence is essential for inclusive leadership. Leaders should adapt styles to different cultural norms. Empathy, flexibility, and awareness create inclusive and high-performing teams. Lastly, inclusive leadership isn't about treating everyone the same. It's about valuing differences and creating a space where everyone thrives. Thank you so much. I hope all of you had a great time listening to us.
These are the reference, and